Hello everyone, in this video, we will talk about smoking, health, and pollution. After watching this, we'll be able to answer these questions. How to make an improvised smoking machine? What are the components of smoke through various chemical analysis? What are the chemical constituents of smoke? And lastly, what are the bad effects of smoking cigarettes?
To create an improvised smoking machine, we need the following materials: a screw gun, an empty water bottle, glue gun, empty pen with a removable cap, small straw to replace the cigarette, tissue paper, and some elastic bands. For the first step, we're going to put a hole at the cap and at the lower side of the bottle using a screw gun. Now, using the glue gun, we're going to attach the pen on the hole that we made at the lower side of the bottle. We already removed the upper part of the pen since we're only going to use the lower part that has a removable cap. Hold still while it dries and make sure that it doesn't have a hole by putting another coat of glue. Now, remove the bottle cap and insert the cigarette, but in this case, we're going to use a straw as a replacement. Then, pour some water on the bottle and close it with the bottle cap that has a cigarette on it. To make the machine work, we need to light the cigarette and remove the pen cap to let the water flow out of the bottle. Because of pressure that is building up due to the flowing water, the bottle will be filled with smoke from the cigarette. When the water is all gone, we need to remove the bottle cap and replace it with a tissue paper fastened with elastic bands to make a filter for the smoke and extract the chemicals that is in the cigarette. After some time, remove the tissue paper. These can now be used for chemical analysis.
What are the chemical analyses that can be done to identify the components of smoke? According to the International Organization for Standardization or ISO, these are the developed standards for testing cigarette smoke. First is the spectrometric method, or the determination of alkaloids in smoke condensate. Second is the determination of total and nicotine-free dry particulate matter using routine analytical smoking machine. And lastly, non-dispersive infrared analysis, or the determination of carbon monoxide in the vapor phase of cigarette smoke. In the spectrometric method, an aliquot of a methanol solution of a cigarette smoke condensate is then distilled into two steps. The first distillation process removes neutral and acid steam volatile substances after the acidification of the solution with mineral acid. Then, the pyridine alkaloids or nicotine are subsequently distilled from the same solution that made it strongly alkaline. The absorbance of the distillate from the alkaline distillation will be measured through ultraviolet spectrophotometry, and the alkaloid content is represented as the amount of nicotine. In UV spectrophotometry, the analyte absorbs light, causing excitation of electrons from ground state to higher states, which absorbs wavelengths specific to each molecules. The absorbance of light determines the concentration of analyte, which is alkaloid or nicotine in this case. In the determination of the total and nicotine-free dry particulate matter, first, the cigarettes were sampled and conditioned. The cigars are smoked through a standard analytical smoking machine in a conditioned atmosphere wherein the particulate matter is obtained through a glass fiber filter trap. Gravimetric analysis is performed to determine the mass of the particulate matter. The total particulate matter is extracted from the trap to determine the water and nicotine content through gas chromatography. In gas chromatography, the analyte is injected into the gas chromatograph and enters a gas stream which transports the sample into a separation tube known as the column. The components are separated in this tube. The detector measures the quantity of the components that exit the column. To measure a sample with an unknown concentration, a standard sample with a known concentration is injected into the chromatograph. The standard sample peak retention time and area are compared to the analyte to calculate the concentration. In the determination of carbon monoxide, the cigars are smoked through a standard analytical smoking machine. Through non-dispersive infrared analysis, the carbon monoxide of the total gas phase of smoke is identified. In non-dispersive infrared analysis, the carbon monoxide gas molecules absorb a specific band of IR light as the light passes through the length of the tube, while letting other wavelengths of light pass through. At the detector end, the remaining light hits an optical filter that absorbs every wavelength of light except the wavelength absorbed by the carbon monoxide molecules in the air tube. Then, the detector reads the remaining amount of light that was not absorbed by the carbon monoxide molecules, or the optical filter. To determine the amount of carbon monoxide, the difference between the amount of light radiated by the IR lamp and the amount of IR light received by the detector is measured.
Tobacco smoke is made of chemicals that make it dangerous and addictive. Nicotine is popularly known as the main component of cigarettes. However, the chemical itself is harmless. It damages the health of people by making them crave smoking due to the addictive nature of nicotine. It is the reason why smoking is hard to stop once started and relatively difficult to quit. The main element of tobacco smoke is carbon monoxide, a highly dangerous gas that replaces oxygen in our blood, causing our hearts to work much harder and damaging our lungs. This chemical is linked to many diseases and poisoning as it is mainly formed and released in car exhaust fumes. Imagine purposely inhaling such a chemical. Another famous component of cigarettes is tar, the sticky brown substance that is responsible for leaving stains on smokers' teeth and fingers. It contains cancer-causing particles or carcinogens, and tar itself can lead to various lung diseases as it damages parts of the lungs like bronchioles and cilia. Other harmful chemical constituents of smoke include benzene, arsenic, ammonia, methanol, acetic acid, acetone, and lead, just to name a few. All of these dangerous and toxic chemicals are present in every inhalation of cigarette and its smoke.
The National Survey of Drug Use and Health in the United States discovered that more than 95% of smokers began before 21, and when you start at a relatively young age, the symptoms and illnesses become more severe. But exactly how does smoking affect us? With each inhalation, smoke exposes tissues to around 5,000 dangerous chemicals. Carbon monoxide, for example, can cause serious, almost irreparable harm to your health. For instance, smoking raises the risk of infections and chronic illnesses, such as bronchitis and emphysema. Smokers are more likely to have a heart attack and are twice as likely to stroke. Smokers are also more prone to get cataracts and develop weakening bones. They also have yellow teeth, gum problems, and recurrent foul breath. Above all, it kills 5 million people per year. It doesn't stop there because smokers expose others to cigarette smoke at offices, homes, and public places. Those most vulnerable are their own family and friends. Children are especially vulnerable to develop asthma and severe lung infections. It's pointless to claim that this is all simple. It can be hard to overcome a smoking habit. The smartest thing you can do is to never pick up the habit in the first place. If you smoke and are considering quitting, you're halfway there. So make your choice today.